Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna, Sri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We will be studying the text Atmabodh in exhaustive details. And Amritanubhava, I shall tell you after a few days when you get little settled here, the complete synopsis of it. And during these 3-4 days, if you really want to be involved in spiritual life, I'll suggest you the introduction part of that book, which is extremely necessary to know. Because there are many terms which are used. And if any term is not understood with a reference to context, it creates confusion and chaos. Therefore, these two philosophies are taken there together. One is called the Shankar Vedanta Advaita, and second is Kashmiri Shaivism. These two philosophies, they are always loggerhead with each other. Shankar Vedanta people say that, Kashmiri Shaivism is only Kundalini, nothing else. And those people say the Shankar Vedanta is nothing but Maya. It's because we are obsessed with the means. Our attention is not to the goal. It doesn't matter whether you say this way, that way. What matters is, are you directly benefited or not? That is important. And that chaotic confusion is sorted out in the introduction of that Amritanubhav. So, you will be having a lot of time here. Instead of every day taking a horizontal Ganges bath, take every day vertical Ganges bath. And spend time in reading that and understand. Outside seeing are many things, but see within, that is important. Therefore, we'll come to Atmabodh. Before introducing the student to the original text, like Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, there is a set of books which are called as Prakaran Grantha. Prakaran Grantha means they are an introduction to the original text of the scriptures, like the Upanishad, Gita, etc. And many terms are introduced in a very simple, poetic language. So slowly we become accustomed to those terms. And then after studying this, when we go into the original text of Upanishad, then it becomes easily accessible to us. Keeping this in view, we will be studying Atmabodh. In the tradition of teaching Vedanta, the first book that is taught is called the Tattva Bodh. The second book is Atmabodh. There are two words. One is Bodha and second is Jnanam. Now these words appear to be similar or same, but they are not. Knowledge, when it is experienced, it is called a Bodha. So, Jnanam is knowledge and Bodha is experience. So, what you will be getting from us will be the Jnanam. But what you will have yourself will be the Bodha, the experience. So, from me the knowledge will come. If it is interacted properly, it will get converted into Bodha or experience. If it gets lost halfway, then instead of Bodha, it will become Buddhu and will remain wherever we are. Therefore, we start this text, one of the most beautiful texts. You all have the book, isn't it? अचार के लिए रखा है क्या घर में? Open the books. Now please repeat after me. तपोभि क्षीणपापानां शान्तानां वीतरागिणां मुमुक्षूणाम् अपेक्षोऽयम् आत्मबोधो विधीयते. When we study anything, it has to be done in a scientific and perfect manner. What we call in English as the moral of the story. What we call in scriptures as the Tatparya Nirnay. When we have studied something, how do we know we have studied properly? So there are 4 aspects involved. That is called Anubandha Chatushtay. 4 aspects. So in this book, Atmabodh, 4 things are to be understood. And the first thing is, for whom the book is meant. Is it meant for any Tom, Dick and Harry? Take a novel, James Hadley Chase and read. Is it that way? Who is the adhikari? Who is qualified student to study this one? Second thing, what is the subject matter? Is it going to heaven, going to hell, or creating hell here? What is the subject matter? So, adhikari, vishay. Then next comes relationship. What is the relationship of the text and us? Is it for becoming wiser than you, erudite scholar, able to give lectures? Is it for this purpose? See? And fourth is prayojan. Prayojan is the purpose. So these 4 things are to be understood, and this is indicated in the first verse. Now for whom this text is meant? So adhikari, the qualified student, is defined. Tapobhi kshina papanam 1, then shantanam 2, then vitaraginam 3, and 4th mumukshunam 4. He is a qualified student. So one by one. Kshina papanam, and what is the technique? Technique is tapobhi. Now this is one of the most important thing to know. Tapasya or austerities, they are meant for what? Normally what we understand by tapasya is that I stand on one leg, hands up there, incredible India. You must have seen that on a cliff, that useless girl is standing with a posture, and then that is the tapasya. See, that yoga is so horribly misunderstood. So is that tapasya? Or if you go to these Kumbh Melas, there you see various kinds of brands of tapasya. Somebody is having the hand up there. What is that tapasya? When everybody goes, it comes down. That is not tapasya. One Mahatma I have seen that he has decided not to sit. He is only standing. He will never sit down. So his disciples, what they do, wherever below a tree, they hang a kind of a noose, and he puts his hands and he stands whole day and night. What tapasya? What for? Unless Bhagwan Ram shows himself, I will not sit down. Bhagwan says, who cares? This is funny thing. This has nothing to do with the truth. See, friends, this is done only by those who are too much body identified. Torture the body. I will not take the food. 10 days fast. You have taken 10 days fast, but how come you are so strong? At night I eat. 10 days fast. Nights are free. Don't get carried away by all kinds of these funny things. Upanishad says, Yasya jnanamayam tapaha. The tapasya is of the nature of knowledge. See? Now what is tapasya? We give up our natural state and adopt something unnatural. Naturally we are standing on 2 legs. Unnatural, stand on one leg, tapasya. Naturally, we take food 3 times a day. Tapasya will be, I will not take food 3 times a day, I will take only once. See? Naturally, I sleep nicely, I will not sleep, keep awake. Whole Shivratri, keep awake. And disturb Bhagavan Shivji for nothing. See? So this becomes our tapasya. Similarly, those who are involved in this karma kanda, puja, upasana, they have got too many do's and don'ts. And in that they get completely lost. Other extreme of tapasya, agre, vanye, prushte, bhanu, ratro, chubuku, samarpita janu. During the summer days, they are facing the back to the sun and facing themselves to the fire and sitting in that hot fire, they are doing tapasya. If it is winter, they will not put on clothes and stand in the Ganges cold water up to the knee or up to the waist, whatever they can. They lift the hand up and then Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, tapasya. These are all body-oriented things. See, a real tapasya is what? It's very simple. Most of you, being grahasthas, have this very funny illusion. घर में बनाया है. That means whatever is prepared at home, it is good. You ask me what I had to go through. The things which are in the market, they have to be tasty. Then only they can be sold. At home, you have to say them, they are tasty, or else you will be sold out. See? So it's so much important, घर में बनाया, homemade. Why do you go for a tapasya to the marketplace, Himalayas? Homemade tapasya. What is homemade tapasya? In spite of each other, husband and wife live happily. Can there be more tapasya than this? You don't have to go anywhere. See, and for that I have given you mantra. You have been hearing me again and again. This is the Maha Mantra. Tapasya between husband and wife. When the wife is talking, husband should keep quiet. When the wife is quiet, husband should not talk. Highest tapasya. Your mind will remain at peace. Tapo vikshina papanam. Don't react. We react too much in every small little thing. That is tapasya. Argument. On every small little thing, argument. No argument is worth losing our peace of mind. Vado na avalambyaha. Don't take refuge in arguments and logic. The best way to disagree with anybody is to agree immediately, without listening. No problem. Tapobi. Now, kshina papana. Papa is what? Sins are defined in our scriptures various ways. The KG1, KG2 sin is left hand, right hand. Do this thing, don't do this thing. Usko mach cho, usko mach. KG1, KG2. It has nothing to do with it. Little higher sin is don't become angry. It is sinful. That is. And the real sin is we are essentially divine, but we have forgotten our divinity and we start living as a miserable entity. That is the highest sin. So when you start living as a mortal, there cannot be worse sin than this. See, this thought comes in Mahabharata only. In Sanat Sujatiya, this is the definition which I like the most. Bhagavan Krishna gives the definition in Bhagavad Gita in 2nd chapter. It is making some noise. Echo आ रहा है. कोई है क्या वहाँ? Everybody is hearing. I am getting little echo. अब अच्छे हो गए, make it less. So Bhagavad Gita tells the sin. सुख दुखे समय कृत्वा लाभा लाभो जया जयो ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवम पापम अवाप्स्यसि. What is papa? Whatever we do in our life, either we succeed or we fail. If we succeed, we gain. If we fail, we lose. If we gain, we are happy. If we lose, we are miserable. Bhagavan says, Same Krutva. Meaning, when we are interacting in the world, whatever kind of things happen in our life, the equanimity of our mind is not compromised. If our mind remains disturbed for anything, we are the sinners of the highest order. See, that is the sin, according to Bhagavan Krishna. According to Sanat Sujatiya ji, sin is anyatha santam atmanam anyatha pratipadyate. We are essentially divine. Anyatha pratipadyate, but we start papoham, papakarmaham. When you condemn yourself, who can respect you? You are divine. Vedanta only has the courage to say, whether you want or you don't want, whether you know or you don't know, you are divine. This is too much. See, friends, instead of recognizing one's own divinity, we start condemning ourselves. There is the pap. So, tapobhi kshina papanam. The real tapasya is, don't degrade yourself. You are divine. But don't go on telling, मालूम है क्या आजकल divine हो गए. No, that is not a meaning. See, not to be divine is to complain. Not to be divine is to react. See, therefore, tapobhi kshina papanam. So once you take this as a spiritual practice, then we don't react to anything. See? But how it is possible? The same, you have the abilities, you have got the technique. As you listen to this thing, does it make any difference? How many times we are told, yeah, you are divine. Oh, I'm not divine. But if we tell you are dumb, immediately we agree. How come you know? See, recognize your own divinity. Tapobhi kshina papanam. Then as a result, shantanam. Those who are at peace with themselves, they are at peace with the whole world. Now you are in your rooms, try this thing. Two things. Don't talk to yourself and listen to silence. Shantana. But we constantly want mobile phone, WhatsApp, this, that, keep on forwarding. Give it a try. At a time, do it for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes, no talking to yourself and listening to silence. Just sit like this. Shanta doesn't mean peace. Shanta means you don't get disturbed. And that is our real spiritual practice. If everything is at peace and you are at peace, you have no choice. But when everything is chaotic and yet you are at peace, that is important. Therefore, tapobhi kshina papanam. This is our tapasya. We refuse to react to anything in this life. And this happens only because, you know what happens, one of the very important point to know, those who have been in their life at the top position, meaning making or taking decisions, such people, they become so obsessed and authoritative that they want to take decision and tell others. One example I'll tell you. Shah Jahan was imprisoned by his son, although he was a king. And then he said, okay, now at least give me some children. I will teach them Quran, may have one, school. Why? Because he was a king ruling. He wanted to rule somebody. See, this I experienced. One of my Amma in Bombay, she has been teaching in her whole life in this Montessori or KG1, KG2, this type of things. When she talks to me, Swamiji, how are you? Because that is how she has trained herself. Then I reply, Mamaji, I am all right. Again, Swamiji, why are you talking like a child? She cannot talk normal. In the same manner, those who are making decisions, they want to be authoritative every place. Relax. If you want to be really happy in life, never become a leader. Be a follower. And the ideal, I tell you, the ideal, Nakul Sahadev. They were the most intelligent in the whole Mahabharata. Nothing to think, nowhere to go. Relax. See? Like here, who is coming, when I had to come, when I had to go. I don't think. I am told, Swamiji, don't come before 9 o'clock. All right. Wait till 9 o'clock. Ho gaya, chalo. Relax. See? Tapobhi kshina papanam shantanam. Be at peace. Then vitaraginam. Don't go to South India. South India, vitaraginam will be pronounced as vitaraginam, with the rag. Vitam is gone. The one who is free from attachment, raga dvesha. How to do that? Another simple technique. No complaint. Living at zero complaint level. Life becomes beautiful. Such a person is ready to receive the knowledge. So tapobhi kshina papanam shantanam vitaraginam, and all this is for what? Mumukshunam. Mumukshu means what? The first problem is we are in bondage. This is also not known. What is the bondage? I am okay, I am healthy, I can walk, I can talk, I can make others confused. See? And one day something suddenly happens, and immediately deflating of the tires. I have never done any bad to anybody. Because you don't have guts. To do bad to somebody, you require guts. See, the goody brand people, they are not spiritual. See, friends, once one man, young boy, approached Vivekananda Swami. He said, Maharaj, I want to become realized. Tell me what I have to do. So he said, did you tell any lies any time? No, never. Then go and tell lies. Get kicks and come back. See, these negative goody things, that is not spiritual life. See? Therefore, mumukshuna, whenever any difficulty comes in our life in any form, remember that is a reminder by the Lord. Think twice. And one day you will come to know that it is only because of that we have changed our life. This is the first chapter of Gita. Normally people don't talk on first chapter of Gita. उसमें क्या है? That is the seed of the whole Bhagavad Gita. And the name given to that chapter is Arjuna Vishada Yogo Naam. Vishada is a tragedy. How can the tragedy be a yoga? See? Tragedy is a roga. It is not yoga. But why it is called as yoga? Because of that tragedy, Arjuna changed the direction of his life. Our life is dogwards. That event in our life because of which we turn Godwards. That tragedy is the yoga. This must be your all experience, everybody's same experience. When your dream is going on beautifully, such a dream never breaks. But in the dream, some accident happens. Accident is also a dream. But for come out of the dream, you require a dream accident. Then you only come out. And when you come out, thank God it was a dream. In the same way, this waking dream, as long as it is going on, everything goody-goody. My husband is good, my wife is good. Continue. One day, suddenly something happens. I never expected that my son will tell me like that. See? All these events in our life, they are divinely planned and planted. Learn to interact properly. See, if you see Bhagavad Gita again, first chapter, I can't get rid of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagwan Sri Krishna created a situation for Arjuna to suffer, to confuse. Therefore, my principle is the same, Krishna's principle. Either convince or confuse. So when Arjuna started arguing logically, so what Bhagwan Krishna did, he confused him. To whom you want to fight? You don't have to fight with the enemies. You have to fight with your guru, your grandfather, your brothers. The moment it was told to him, Arjuna became nonplussed. And then started crying. See? And when he was crying, Bhagwan Krishna was smiling. Don't we do this with the small kids? We just play with them. Hey, you have got two of them, mom and dad. I will take one. I'll take dad, you keep mom. No. Then okay, I'll take mom, you keep dad. No, I want both. And when we take one of them forcibly for a few moments, that child starts crying, miserable. That time, do we suffer? We enjoy. Bhagwan does exactly the same way. चाबी भर के छोड़ देता है. See, every difficulty in our life, every problem in our life is for our evolution. If we respond, if we react, then we are a samsari. See? Therefore, tapovi kshina papanam, shantanam, vitaraginam, mumukshunam. So then, for no reason, we go to the retreat. And after we come to retreat, then we come to know that I am not the only miserable, all at the same time, then it is okay. See, in our own house, we feel I am the only miserable. See, and one day this will click you that every thought begins from somebody. Drop that somebody, because that somebody doesn't exist. See, my friends, this non-existing entity is making us miserable. Like in the dream, we suffer. But when we are out of the dream, no suffering. In the same manner, husband, wife, mother, sister-in-law, daughter-in-law, these are all non-existing things. They have no existence. But these non-existing things are miserable. How can you help them? See, mumukshunam. So we have to discover freedom from this non-existing entity which are making us miserable. Mumukshunam. Then, apekshoyam atmabodho vidiyate. So it is meant for such students. The topic is Atmabodha, self-realization. That experience where experiencer is not born. That Atmabodha vidiyate, it is meant for them. So, the subject matter of the book and the student to whom this is being addressed, they are not two. See? Like in one place I had some talks, so they asked me, Swamiji, do you use PowerPoint? I said, no, I have no power and no point. No, but many Mahatmas come, they have got a PowerPoint presentation and they present. I said, I don't require that and I don't believe in that. Why? Because what is a PowerPoint presentation? The one who is presenting, he doesn't know. So he puts on the screen. Then he also reads that thing because he doesn't know. He reads, the other people also read that PowerPoint. Remember, it is not an objective pursuit. It is a subjective experience, Atmabodh. Therefore, mumukshunam apekshoyam atmabodho vidhiyate. It is meant for this. Therefore, we have to be adhikari. The subject matter is know yourself. See? And the purpose is mumukshutva, freedom from the relative existence. So, after having said this, the most important point is brought. Next verse. Bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi. Wake up. Bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi. Sakshan mokshaika sadhanam. Pakasya vanyavajnanam. Vina moksho na siddhyati. We have to go step by step. Suppose there are 4 children in a family and they are introduced. He is my eldest son, he is studying for his doctorate. The second one is in graduation. The third one is in high school. And the fourth one is in KG1, KG2. This is the introduction. Does it mean we are condemning the student in the KG1, KG2? We are not condemning. He is that level. In the same manner, karma, 24 ghante, same thing. How long? See, that is Dharma Shastra. Karmande vadikaraste ma phaleshu gadachana ma karma phale durbuhu ma te sangasu akarmani. Whole life goes in do this, do this, do this, do this. Enough of it is KG1. The second thing is upasana. Ghanti bajao whole day and night. Left hand, right hand. Do this japa, do that. This puja, that puja. High school. See, we don't want to go beyond it. We are not condemning anybody. Nobody can afford to remain in KG1, KG2 throughout life. You have to grow. See? Otherwise, seva, seva, seva. How long seva? See, Maharaj. Therefore, what our scriptures tell us, we are all expert in 2 things. Number 1, we blame for all our problems to others. If I am a husband, I am miserable because of my wife. If I am a wife, I am miserable because of my husband. If I am a mother, I am miserable because of my children. So what we do, the cause of our miseries are others. Then as a husband who is miserable because of the wife, what will be his spiritual practice? Improve the wife. This is called Ashakyanushthanam. Bhagwan Ram failed. Jagjivan Ram will succeed. See, friends, so what the scriptures want us? Stop blaming others. You are squarely responsible for all the problems of your life. Nobody is responsible. But I have not done anything bad to anybody. Why this is happening to me? No, in the last life, you have tortured her. And she is observing Karwa Chauth. 7 years, 7 lives, she is not going to leave you. But then what should I do? At least now behave properly. Now sum up these 2 things. Stop blaming others and your behavior should be such that yasman no dvijate loko lokan no dvijate chayaha. You are not a problem for others. You don't take others as a problem. Protect yourself. Net result will be you will stop blaming the world and you will become responsible for your life. How? In the last life I had done something wrong. Therefore, in this life, this Mahamaya has come in my life. Good. So, if I do something wrong, again she will come. Next life. So, who am I? I existed before this body was born. I exist now. I will exist after body is burnt. Therefore, I have to be someone other than the body. It is for this purpose. The karma kanda, upasana, hell, heaven, rebirth, this is meant only for this purpose. But this is forgotten. See, friends, why this is not told? Market will go. You go to the Panditji, do puja poti, papoham, papa karmaham. If you don't do this, you will go to hell, keep 100 rupees. See? Therefore, please remember, scriptures tell us that you are squarely responsible for your life. Don't blame others. We lived in the earlier body, now we are living. When the body drops, we continue to live. When did we die? Death is an impossibility. If you have studied Vedanta properly, listening, hearing anybody's news, somebody died, and if that news creates a ripple in your mind that you may also die, so far what you have studied is all washed away in Ganges. Death is an impossibility. मरने भी नहीं देते. Hey friends, therefore, bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi. So initially, karma kanda is done, so the laziness goes away. We become responsible. We complete our duties towards others. That is the first part. Then the second part, we discipline our life doing the upasana. Like we go for shopping, we buy vegetables and all other things for our food purpose, and we come back from there. After that, we clean it, cut it properly, and keep it ready on the kitchen table. And thereafter, the things are put in the pot. Is it cooked? It is not edible. This experience, I tell you, this happened in Singapore. One girl from Bombay, she came to know I am there, so she somehow managed to get me to her house. First time in her life, she has cooked something. So immediately called mom, phone here. Mommy, Swamiji has come, how to prepare, what should I prepare? Prepare upma. Upma means that when you don't want to give anybody anything, give upma. See, you don't require any preparation at all. The person who is eating, he has to be prepared. So, she was telling, do this, do this, do this, do this, cover it, and after 15 minutes, see it. So, she did mix everything, covered it, after 15 minutes. Mummy, nothing has happened. Did you lit the gas? Oh, you didn't tell me. See, Pakasya Vanniva Jnanam. Earlier preparations are necessary. Go for shopping, get the things, cut them properly. But ultimate cooking is done by the fire. Exactly the same way. Do your karma, do your upasana, do your yoga, do everything. But ultimate, Pakasya Vanniva Jnanam. Pakasya doesn't mean Pakistanasya. Cooking. Vannivat, like the fire, is the last ultimate for cooking the food which can be eaten, unless you are a victim of the naturopathy. When a person fails in everything, he goes to naturopathy. And the best thing in naturopathy is go and like a buffalo sit in a mud bath. अच्छा लग रहा है. Therefore, Pakasya Vanniva Jnanam, unless you know the truth, you will continue to suffer in life. Then what we do? We blame others. See, And you will come to know this thing one day by God's grace. We are all miserable 100% only because of ourselves. Nobody can make us miserable unless you cooperate with them. See, don't cooperate. Somebody says that you are a fool and you agree. Don't agree. People may call you anything. Therefore, this is the ultimate. All other things, karma kanda you do, puja you do, everything is okay. But the purpose of that should be known. Karmani chitta shuddhyartham, aikagryartham upasanam, mokshartham brahma vijnanam iti vedanta dindima. So karma is done for the purification of the mind. Purification of the mind means impurity in the mind is raga dvesha, likes and dislikes. And we become obsessed with our own raga dvesha. And we want everybody to follow our dictates. And such people, they themselves are miserable, they make others miserable. See? One person asked me, Swamiji, why my wife is like this? I said, in your last life, you must have done some maha bhayankar pap. Therefore, you are suffering in this life. See? Such people who are obstinate, what they call in Hindi, jiddi, they are abnormals. We should be like the water. Put any pot, you are comfortable. Let it be a petri dish, let it be a test tube, let it be a capillary tube. Comfortable. Ice cubes, wherever you put in, personality. See? And actually, ice cubes are nothing but water. Hardened water is ice cube. Therefore, bodhonya sadhanebhyo hi sakshat mokshaika sadhanam pakasya vanyava jnanam vina moksho na siddhati. Therefore, we have to know ourselves. And for knowing ourselves, we have to study the scriptures. And for studying the scriptures, we must be tapobhikshena papanam shantanam vitaraginam. Otherwise, you know what happens? This I have heard and seen many places. Swamiji, our, so and so goes to every satsanga. Then, but at home, there is always a war. Now, such people, they bring bad name to satsanga. Gita में यही पढ़ाया था. See? Otherwise, don't go. But this is what we have to understand. Adhyatma is pertaining to our own self, not the world. But we want the world to change according to our dictates. Those who get the things done with their obstinate behavior, they feel that they are winning, but actually they are the losers. You may win over an issue. See, Narad Bhakti Sutra clearly tells, Vado na avalambya. When you argue with somebody and you win over, you lose a friend. You may win an argument, but you lose a friend. And if you lose an argument, anyway you are a loser. Never take refuge in these arguments. See? Now, why the karma is to be restricted to a particular level, not beyond that? The third verse, avirodhitaya karma na vidyam vinivartayet vidya vidyam nihantevam nihanteva tejastimira sangavata. Karma avirodhitaya na avidyam vinivartayet. Now let us understand the genesis of karma. How the karma happens. See? There are 2-3 steps through which we have to go. First, there is a sense of incompleteness in us. Second thing, we observe something other than us. So incompleteness in oneself. and perception of the world as other than me. Then the third step, I, the incomplete, go on projecting and imagining. If I get that, I will be complete. If I don't get that, I'll remain incomplete. These three stages. See? Otherwise, what is the reason? A young, healthy, free, intelligent boy wants to get married. What is the logic? Logic is this: what a life without a wife. After that, again the same sentence, but the tone changes. What a life because of the wife. So earlier he thought he is incomplete because absence of wife. Now he thinks again the same person that I am miserable because of the wife. This sense of incompleteness creates a turmoil in our mind. That turmoil is called a desire. Technically it is called as Hridaya Granthi, the knot of the heart. So when the desire becomes too strong, it has to express as action. So avidya, kama, karma. See, and every action is not karma. See, any action plus a sense of doership is called as karma. Now this example I had given you. This happened somewhere when they give us food. First of all they give us. Then we'll take later. First you take. So that if you survive, then we'll take. Experiment, universal guinea pig. And so there's all Mahamayas standing there with the Vivekananda posture. How the Babaji is eating food. You will not know how comfortable it is when you are eating, everybody is watching you. And then I take the chapati, make a spoon out of it and try to dig something, nothing comes out. And then when I want to eat, my attention is neither on the food nor on myself, on those Mahamayas. Their mouth starts opening. This is called as body identification. And then the one who opens the wider mouth, like a crocodile, then I call, Amma, you please come here. See, I don't eat without giving it to Bhagavan Krishna. Today you are my Krishna. So I give. And then that Amma thinks I am someone extraordinary, special among so many. I was only invited. So after that is over, I finish my food. Then the same Amma comes and says, Swamiji, what will happen? Today is Ekadashi and you gave me food. Now what will happen? Nothing, you will go to hell. Straight away booked. Now be attentive. I have eaten food. Eating food is an action. Plus I, doership. Sin and merit born. When the food has gone inside, do we have that notion, I am digesting the food? Therefore, when there is a constipation, it is a sin. Say, dysentery, merit. No. So how the karma is born? Avidya, sense of incompleteness. As a result, to complete it, the desire prompts in the mind. That is avidya, kama. And when the desire overpowers, we are bound to get into activity. See, my friends. And the desire overpowers because of our own feeling. We want to repeat again and again, again and again. And how do we do that? We talk to ourselves. See, everything is happening only in the mind. It is not happening outside. It is not happening in Paramatma. Only in the mind. Therefore, here the teacher says, avirodhitaya karma na avidyam vinivartayet. So, what is the result of the avidya, ignorance, is the karma. So, all those who are engaged in the karma, they fall in the category of being ignorant. See, friends. And what is the ignorance? Be attentive. I am body is not a problem. And you cannot stop it. Can you stop your reflection happening in the mirror? You cannot stop. In the same manner, you cannot stop body identification. Then what has to be done? I am body is not the problem. Problem is only this body I am, that body I am not is the problem. See? Suppose you have 3 mirrors in front of you. You stand, there will be 3 reflections. Will you say, that reflection I am, the other 2 I am not? Think. And because of more mirrors, more reflections, have we become many? Think, my friends. Ajnana, ignorance, avidya is this. And therefore, we are imprisoned in the cocoon of body identification. And therefore, whatever I want, that should happen. Like, others are furniture or what? They have got their own life. But we insist, no, I want this way, otherwise I'll commit suicide. And even if somebody agrees to that, do you think that you have won the case? See, my friends, therefore, avirodhitaya karma na avidyam vinivartayet. Therefore, by karma you can never get rid of the samsara. Then what is to be done? Karmani chitta shuddhyartham. Whenever we are doing anything, see the result of that. Where is the result? Like I am talking to you. This is a karma. Speech is a karmendriya. Now where is my attention? 3 possibilities. Attention is on you, that you are listening and not sleeping. What is the net result? I will be frustrated. See? Where God has failed to awaken His own creation, do you think that we can awaken anybody? But I am gala phad ke chilla raha hu and you are sleeping. No, it was very eye-opening for me. Once it happened, one person came. This happened in USA. In Washington DC he came and he said, Swamiji, I have discovered a solution to my problem. What is the problem? What is the solution? He said, I was not getting sleep properly. Then my wife told, you listen to this. So when I come, I finish everything, I lie down on the bed, I start your MP3 and I don't know when I sleep. So his room gets enlivened, awakened, and he is sleeping. That day I realized people don't listen me to awaken. Maybe my talks are anesthetic. They put them to sleep. See? So if my attention is on you, that I am talking and you are sleeping, what is the net result? I will be miserable. If my attention is on you, that I am talking but you don't change, you continue the same rubbish way, I will be miserable. Second thing, if my attention is on myself, I am giving a lecture, my ego will bloat. And if my attention is on my mind, before the talk begins, during the speech, after the talk is over, the equanimity of my mind is uncompromised. It is ever the same. That is the meaning. Karmani chitta shuddhyartham. Purification of the mind is this. Get involved in the world, but attention should be on the quality of our mind before, during, and after the job is done. That is important. The reason is why this doesn't happen. We have never taken care of our mind. We take care of everything except our mind. Therefore, avirodhitaya karma na avidya vinivartayet. So these wrong notions will create more and more karma, more and more problems. And vidya avidyam nihanti eva. But only the right knowledge can remove the wrong understanding. here most important principle is very attentive. In case of karma, yoga and upasana, only replacement of notions is done. Like in yoga, earlier I was a bhogi, now I is a yogi. Upasana, earlier I used to go for a movie, now I see movie at home. But now I don't see rubbish movie. I see only Sri Krishna and Rama. So holier than thou. See? Earlier I used to be lazy, sleep up to 9 o'clock. Now I wake up early morning, 8:45. See? So this I is still maintained. Vedanta removes your wrong notions without creating new notions. This is the basic understanding. See, friends. Therefore, all things that we do it very good. Seva is necessary, serve people, everything is true. But attention should be on our spiritual evolution. See, in Yoga Vasishta we have seen that nobody in the world can help us except ourselves. Guru can come and guide you, give you a direction. You have to walk yourself. See. Therefore, you see, in Vedanta, the teacher doesn't make the student a lame, a cripple. Guru Maharaj, uthao. No, no mule Guru. Work hard. So, avirodhitaya karma na avidyam vinivated, vidya avidyam nihanti eva, tejas tivira sangavat. Example is given, like the teja, the light removes the darkness. See, there was a cave, and for millions of years in that cave there was never any sunlight or anything. Now that such old darkness has to be removed. My God, now how many matchsticks will be required? How many candles will be required? One. Whatever may be the age of the darkness is removed in one go. In the same manner, don't worry. When it will happen instantaneously. How much time, energy and efforts it takes for a wife to become a woman, for a mother to become a woman, for a husband to become a man. And the best part is, husband can never become a man because he is already a man. He doesn't have to become anybody. This is the beauty of knowledge. You don't gain anything. Spiritual practice is a process of losing everything, not gaining anything. See, Sadhak Ganesha writes in his writing that all the siddhis, blessing somebody and curing somebody's diseases, this all it happens in the Yoga Sutra in the third path it is told, Vibhuti path. All these siddhis happen, but they are obstacles on the spiritual evolution. See, friends. And therefore, one has to understand Tejas Timira Sangavat. Right knowledge alone can remove the wrong notions. And this right knowledge is what we are seeking. Therefore, in Vedanta, knowing is being, where knowledge and experience, they are not two. And it is our day-to-day experience. Only we have to become aware of it. I am existence and I know I am knowledge. Is this experience happening in sequence? It is a simultaneous experience of our being and our knowing our being. Therefore, that experience where knowing and being merges, that is the ultimate experience. And for that, we don't need anything outside. Therefore, this understanding should be clear. So, vidya avidyam nihanteva tejas timira sangavata. Remaining next class. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.